Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the USBG Infusing Fun in Your Cocktail Seminar. Sponsored by Tanduay Rum. Why Tanduay? Well, Jerry's going to tell you that in a little bit, so let me get you started on that. But if I can get 4 volunteers to stand up for me real quick. 1, 2, stand up. 2 more. 3, 1 more, 4, perfect. Do me a favor, just grab these chairs right here for me. And then with that, you get a special reward. Oh. You got a coin too.
Oh, what? I had to pay for mine.
I know.
Speaking of.
These are right here. Bam, bam, bam. I don't know about for you guys, but for like anytime I present, like when I have a room full of people right here, it's a lot easier for me to get into it. I can sit and talk and look in your faces, and I just get more involved with it instead of back there like, how you guys doing back there? Like Carlos, I can barely see your beautiful smile. That's just me. So thank you for that. With that being said, you guys know the USBG, United States Bartenders Guild. This is probably the largest organization in the United States of passionate bartenders. We get together at least 3 times a month between happy hours and seminars. This month's seminar is all about infusing fun into your cocktails. We're going to learn a lot of different ways to do infusions. Charles has put together a great curriculum for this. We went over it briefly last night, and I was just blown away and really impressed. And I was just a little bit, that hour we're together, 2 hours together, I learned just so much and just some of the fun stuff that you're doing. So thank you with that. Tanduay Rum, Jerry's going to get into that. You're going to learn more about that. It's a great product, which most of you guys have known. We've done a happy hour with it almost about a year ago. And since then, just learning more about the product. I'm really impressed with it. But I'll let Jerry talk about more of that. With that being said, newest members. I'd like to, David Bouchard, you want to stand up for a second? David was USBG Connecticut, doing some great things at the Cooper. And just re-upped as USBG Palm Beach member. So David, here's your coin. You want to tell the story how you just went to an event and you really needed one of these? I want to give you another one because I know we drink, we lose it.
September edition of Asian Rum. I don't know if anybody here has heard about or what's that? Hell yeah.
He's gonna get to that.
Yeah. So really what happened is I was unprepared without one of these, and so it was necessary for me to be able to. For this, I thank you very much. But I also urge all of you next year to sign up, put an application for Rum. It's really a cool cause. Either that or I know you guys are doing tails this year. I think Portland Cocktail Week is going on right now or next week. I think next October. That's right. The Run Up is just a cool cause. Lots of cool distillery tours. You meet people from all over the country who are just as passionate about our craft as us, and it's just really, really fun. Like a double marathon drinking.
If you get a chance, David's doing some great stuff at the Cooper and Palm Beach Gardens, like hearing a lot of great stuff and looking forward to actually going there, enjoying the food as well as cocktails myself. Those of you guys have seen the coin, many of you guys know about it, some of you guys don't. With the coins, as a USBG member, there's lots of games, but one of our favorite games and the most popular game is you go up to the bar, there's another USBG member there, and like, hey, how you doing? You throw down your coin. If they don't have their coin to throw down, they gotta buy your drink. If they throw down a coin, you gotta buy their drink. Now that's fun and all, but when you got a group of like 10 people, it gets really interesting. So I never leave home without this. I know Josh Gates, you're one of the same. You keep it in your wallet, just like that.
Zipper portion of my wallet.
So these things are amazing. Hold on them, they're like gold, and I don't know how many free drinks I've gotten out of this already, but they're well worth their weight in gold.
John Horton was not pleased with that.
It's national too, so those things you'll find yourself in the pork chop part of like San Francisco, and you walk in and you can definitely tell crowds, cocktail bar, and people that are involved. That bad boy on, I guarantee you'll see response.
Yeah, it's like a secret handshake for those that are really well versed and appreciate great cocktails. With that being said, this is usually where Charles says, everyone whip out your iPhones.
Check in.
Hashtag USBG Palm Beach and hashtag Asian Rum.
Asian Rum, Tanduay Rum, please.
Both would be awesome.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing. Like obviously, so as we build the chapter, as we kind of salute the venues that support us and give us space, the brands that support us and allow us to do some really fun things like what you'll see later on tonight. Social media is important. The brass tacks of what we are now. How many times do you check Facebook a day or Instagram or this and that? So take a picture, check into the Pignon Grill, hashtag Tanduay Rum. USBG Palm Beach.
Tanduay rum and Asian rum.
Tanduay, yeah. Tanduay rum. And is it Asian or?
Asian rum.
Asian rum. Oh, you did too?
Hashtag Asian Rum.
Right on.
So, you know, you gotta keep it out there.
So for Tanduay, Asian rum, and Tanduay rum, Asian rum, USBG Palm Beach, Pignon Grill, friends, family.
Infusion, cocktails, drinks.
It's going to give it back to the brand sponsors and space there.
With that being said, I'd like to have Jeff. Jeff, you want to stand up for a second?
Sure.
I know you brought a bunch of people, so if you want to introduce them so Josh can take note to make sure you get points for this.
Okay. This is Melissa.
Hello, Melissa.
And so we're all, West Palm. Yeah, West Palm. And then we have our husband, Doug.
Hey, hey, hey!
How many weeks unsober?
So everybody's here to learn a little bit about USBG and buy.
Cool. We got one other person right there. One, two. Yeah, two other people. You want to stand up and introduce yourself?
Oh, you mean Doug and Joe that I just introduced?
Oh, I missed Joe. Okay, perfect. See, it's so far away, you can catch someone. Perfect. All right, so Peter. Luce, hey, welcome back. And then David, you brought a lovely lady right there.
This is Elena. She's actually visiting from Connecticut.
Nice. Well, welcome, Elena. And then Charles, you brought someone as well.
My girl, Maria.
All the way from the West Coast. Charles? Jerry, you brought someone as well.
Yes, I did. But my girlfriend as well, before Richards.
That's what this is all about, man. Our chapter is probably one of the newest chapters around. We've been just over a year, and we have some social media, our website, but it's mainly just word of mouth. Letting other bartenders and letting other passionate people know that love to drink cocktails. That's what we're all about. It's for the organization. It's you get your money's worth, well worth in gold, and 10 times as much. I don't even have to preach about that, but after today, hopefully you'll see. Last week we had a great event at the South Florida Science Center. With you guys, I would really want to say, first of all, thank you to Jess, Jeff, Josh, Mark, and Matthew Swig, who isn't here right now. You guys stepped up last minute with like 40-hour notice, a flash competition. Here are the rules, molecular mixology. A little over 40, but just under 40. You guys did an amazing job, but I just want to say thank you guys for that. Really appreciate it. You guys did a great job, and the cool thing was it was filmed for the show the next round, so I know I already saw some of the footage of that. Like, you guys nailed it. You really did good. And Jeff, if I don't mind, I really want to say thank you to you. Your booth, to me, I was so impressed. I had a diamond and I didn't get a chance to vote. I was going to give it to you. The way you set up your booth was amazing, but not only that, the way you interacted with your guests, by far, hands down, you really taught them what molecular mixology is all about. By far, for your first competition, I think it was, really impressed. So thank you. With that being said, we have another flash competition, more than 48 hours for this one. Deadline is this Sunday. We just got informed about it last night from USBG Tampa. Is starting out there. Those of you guys don't know, USBG Tampa is really popular for the repeal party. December 5th is the repeal of prohibition. It turned into a 3-day event, I think like a 5 or 6-day event right now. We went last year, really had a blast. They put on a non-stop holds bar, really great show, and it's fun and great networking, great cocktails. The competition is with Infusing Spirits. So those of you guys know Infusing Spirits is Pernod Branca, Branca Menta, Borghetti, Carpano, Artica, a whole bunch of fun stuff and a whole bunch of challenging stuff, I like to say. But if you go to our website right now on USBGPalmBeach.org, I just posted the rules before I got here, so I know probably most of you guys didn't go on there. There's 8 different categories to submit into, so there's 8 different chances to win. You can submit up to each category, so you have 8 chances to win. Each category winner will be sent to the repeal party, free of charge, hotel, money for your travel, plus everything else. And then in that, they're going to have a mini competition there where the overall winner is the cocktail of the event, and there's some great prizes there. But it's just another way of chapters helping out chapters. Yeah, Josh? There's an email on there, so feel free to email them. So it's nothing to do with this. Yeah, all the information's on there as well as this event. There's going to be a lot of information that Charles is going to go over and Jerry's going to go over. There's already a handout, downloadable PDF under our event page right at the bottom, click here, you can download all the events, just because I know as bartenders, we're not the best at taking notes. So that way it's already done for you, because after a lot of cocktails, we just want to enjoy ourselves. So with that being said, a lot of cocktails, I'm going to hand it over to Jerry from byTanduay Rum.
Yeah.
Hello.
The process, and then I'll go into byTanduay. The easiest way to start is the name itself. How do you pronounce it? Tanduay. Easiest way to remember is byTanduay, and then you say, because it's a great rum, that's why. So with that said, we start off with Tanduay rum. Hit next, please. So, like I was saying, I want to get into a little bit of rum, the history of rum, where rum comes from, and then we'll get into the history of Tanduay. Just a basic question, and this is just to throw it out there. When you guys think of rum, where would you say it comes from? Caribbean, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, Brazil. This is what I'm here to change the way you guys think about. If you look at 8,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, in Southeast Asia, a lot got brought over to the Caribbeans, to France, to the New World. That goes to say sugarcane as well. The first findings of sugarcane were said to be found in Southeast Asia. So that's why when we say we use heritage cane, it's for that reason. It's because we were using sugarcane that's been planted in Southeast Asia for over 8,000 years. So that's what makes the sugarcane very different. When you think about rum, where did the word rum derive from? There's a lot of different saying. It can be brum. We have the most facts from the word sack rum. So that's where a lot of people get the word rum from. And rum itself, it could either be sugar water rum or from the molasses of the rum. Of the sugar cane. And that's where Tanduay makes its rum, from the molasses of the sugar cane. Most sugar water rums are going to be more of your cachaças, like your LeBlancs, from Brazil, or more of your French rums. Mostly of the Caribbean rums, they are going to be made of the sugar cane, the molasses of the sugar cane. Next. So for the production of the rum, without being too repetitive, where you guys can just read, it has a certain process. It begins with the harvesting of the cane. Depending on where it's from, they can either plow it or they hand pick it. But they're always getting fine quality sugar cane for the rum. And then you crush it into the little pieces, you make the juice, you concentrate it, evaporate it into the water. So there's a full process just like any other spirit. Next. Where it says, like I said before, most of the Caribbean and Asian rums are made from the molasses, and then the sugar cane juice is prepared from France, Spain, and Brazil for its cachaças. You build it from the yeast, so you're still having a lot of steps to really create rum from the sugar cane. Let's go next. There's really no common distillation when it comes to making rum. It can either be copper stilled, column stilled. Tanduay itself uses column stills. So you're going to see a factory of just thousands of column stills producing your rum for that. Next. Then you also have ways of aging it. You have ways of aging it in barrels, which a lot of more of your rums, your introductory rums, they're not really aged too much. Silver rum may be aged 1 to maybe 3 years, or gold rum can be 3 to 5 years. But then you go into your añejo style rums, just like if you compare it to like tequila, where you have different levels. You have your blanco, your silver, your blanco, your reposado, and your añejo. And that's where the same goes with the rums. Next. And then every rum itself has its own formula of blending. That's what makes a rum unique. So every company in Tanduay is going to have a totally different blending process than, say, a Mount Gay or a Bacardi. But that's what makes everyone stick out on the quality of the rum and the taste of the rum. Go back one. Right there. One more. Go forward. forward after the blending? No, you're skipping. Next one. All right. So when it comes to more of your darker rums, there are some rums that add coloring to it or caramel to get that darker color to a gold rum. And that's again what distinguishes a lot of the rums when you think about a gold rum. Now we can move over for the next. And then your rum classifications, like I was when I mentioned before, is you have your silver or your white rum. Silver or white rums, they're light in body. Again, like you guys said, mostly from Puerto Rico, maybe the Virgin Islands, mostly from the Caribbeans. And of course now, as I'm introducing you to Southeast Asia, the Philippines. You have your gold and your amber rum. Most of them, they're a little more aged. They're 3 to 5 years. So you're going to get more of a flavorful rum, more body to it. And then of course maybe a spice or some oak, depending on how they actually age the rum. And then you got your dark rum. Your dark rum is almost black in color. That's leaving it pretty much not taking any of the molasses out and leaving you a really full body rum. Really typical for your more aged style rums. That's where you get the bigger body. Let's go next. Any questions so far on the kind of introduction of rum? I'm sure you guys know a lot of it, so I didn't want to be too repetitive. So now we get into the fun, which is Tanduay. So why Tanduay?
Why not?
There you go.
Number 2 selling rum in the world.
Uh-oh, somebody knows his stuff. Let's go next. So Tanduay Asian rum. What makes us Asian? We're from the Philippines. So why not call ourselves a Filipino rum? If I had to ask people, what do you know about the Philippines besides, say, Manny Pacquiao? Would anyone split anything out to me? They speak smart Spanish. So that's why we adapted the whole Asian culture. The rum itself does come from the Philippines. We get the bottles from China. Our etching actually was from Japan. So we are adapting the whole Asian culture. But the liquid, the formula and everything is based out of the Philippines. It is in Manila. The sugar cane itself, well, before I get ahead of myself. So the product is produced in the Philippines. We are the number 2 selling rum in the world, globally. Now into the U.S., we do look to surpass the number 1 selling rum, hopefully within a year or 2. We're only about a million cases behind them in 2012. Within a year, we already dropped to 800,000 cases. So we're, little by little, we are making a dent to being the number 1 sold rum in the world. The dark rum itself is the number 1 dark selling rum. And then we are the number 6 rum for value worldwide. Produced in 1854, so we are 160 years old, compared to what a lot of people mostly know, Bacardi, which is 1862, so which is 154 years old. It is part of the LT Corporation, which when we go to the next slide, LT Corporation's the Lutan. He's huge in the Philippines. He holds 80% of all liquor sales in the Philippines, but he doesn't just make rum or spirits. He has airports, he has tourism, banking, real estate. So this is a big company. It's just new and small to the U.S. because they finally had the courage and took the chance to introduce you to the second sold rum in the world. So why Tanduay? Silky smooth, that's what we token. When you look at the Tanduay bottles, we'll go through later, the coloring is different. Our process, the way we make it is different. Our aging is very different. Said before, we're established in 1854, second largest selling rum in the world. Our rum comes from, we say, the finest grade sugar cane. Our sugar cane is actually hand-picked on the island of Tanduay. That's where we get the name. Tanduay rum, it's because it's on a little island off of the Philippine coast. So you get island of Tanduay, you get the Tanduay rum. In the Philippines, they don't have a lot of flat land, but they don't have very huge mountains. So where we actually pick our sugar cane, we can't have the machines go through it and crop it all up. We have our own, we call them maestros, that actually pick every sugar cane by hand. So you're getting the top of the top sugar cane. They actually, you know, they inspect it before they put it through to get the molasses out of it. So you are getting the finest grade of the sugar cane. Again, we're silky smooth rum and giving us that difference. Let's go to the next one. Also, what makes us really different is the way we age our rum. We use American oak barrels. We repurchase from Kentucky, depending on what they have, mostly Buffalo Trace barrels and Jack Daniel barrels. That's what gives us a unique formula to it. You have a Jack Daniels that's going to be very different than a Buffalo Trace, but once you blend them into making your rum, that's what makes our formula unique. Just some awards that we've won. In the past 40 years, we won over 100 awards for tasting competitions. Just this year in San Francisco World Spirit Competition, we won Best Silver Rum in the world. Our gold got second place, unfortunately. We think it's a conspiracy, but it's okay. We're not going to talk about that. At Rum Renaissance for this year in 2014, we also won Best Silver Rum. Last year, our gold won Best Gold Rum for its category. So we're comparing our rums between a price point of $15 to $20 and not being super aged or a non-aged rum. So for that to be into the U.S. within our first year, we already got awarded Best Silver and Best Gold Rum, which means a lot, especially here in South Florida, being the rum capital of the U.S. There's about 3 million people that drink rum, according to statistics. So we're really trying to make a dent into the Florida. The way I say it is like you compare it to New York, you make it here, you can make it anywhere for rum sales. What makes the rum and what makes us the sugar cane, you know, the special type of sugar cane we use, it's because of the humidity and the climate in the Philippines. They're a very humid climate, so you're getting a very good quality sugar cane stock for yourself. Let's go to the next. So for your tasting notes on your silver rum, so byTanduay Silver, it's aged up to 5 years. Remember, it's a blend. Typically, it's been blended between 3 and 5 years. When we say a blend, it could be a 1, 2, and 5 year. It can be a 3, 4, and 1 year. It just depends on the barrel itself that it's getting aged in. Because like I said before, every barrel is going to yield a different flavor. So what the maestro or what the master distiller does is he actually tastes every barrel to make sure he's getting the same consistency in every bottle. So the silver's aged up to the 5 years. What do you get on your nose when you sip on the silver, or what are you kind of tasting on the silver? When you look at the silver rum, excuse me, can't see the lighting, I'll pass it around. The bottle on the silver rum itself, it has a coloring to it. It's a straw kind of hue-like color, and that's for a reason. We don't add no artificial flavoring, we're not adding no caramel, it's just the way we age it. And we don't strip the molasses completely. So we're giving you a really flavorful rum instead of a flavored rum. Hints of maybe a vanilla, a little bit of coconut, also some oak on it, on your palate. Depending on everybody's palate, everybody's a little different. So with the body, you're going to get a very silky, kind of molasses flavor when you're first sipping it. You're not going to get a rubbing alcohol flavor to it when you're finishing. And then on the finish, you know, it's going to be smooth, a little subtle and round to it. Went over the awards that we had. So the silver is very different. What can you make with the silver rum? This guy Charles and Rob make almost everything with it. But what it gives you the balance to think outside the box. Infuse some spices into it, some basil, some tamarind. You know, well, the tamarind's not a spice, it's more of a sweet. But coriander, you have different ideas that you can really play with the silver rum. Then again, it also makes a great mojito. What it's going to do is just going to give you a different balance on the body of the mojito. Let's go to the next. Well, stay on the silver.
So real quick, Rob's passing out some of the silver right now for you guys to try. I was going to mention something about, like, you talk about the calorie count. Like, it's at 80 proof. It's less than 100, same as
That's right. That's right. So what you guys are getting past right now is the silver rum. So when you're thinking about the silver rum, you know, it's not, again, if you're a rum drinker, you will love it. Non-rum drinkers, it might be a little tough because you're not used to the rum. You might like a different type of spirit. But this is where it really changes and gives you the depth and the quality of Tanduay rum. Smell it, maybe hints of vanilla and coconut on your nose. You might get some oak. As soon as you taste it, once you swallow, yeah, you know, you're going to get a burn. If it doesn't burn, you're not drinking alcohol. But it doesn't have that feeling to it when it comes to a silver rum. And again, keep it in mind, it's not a super aged rum. It's only aged up to 5 years. So you're getting really quality rum for the 5 years without that nasty burning, rubbing alcohol flavor that you might get on some of the silver rums. What do you guys think? Feedback. What do you get on the nose, on the mouth? Vanilla? What do you think? It's good? And that's where we want to be, you know. Everybody knows about other rums. What makes us different? Well, one, we're from Asia. There's not another Asian rum besides, well, there is 2 that I know of, but they're not really out. And they don't have the awards or credentials that we may have. Let's go to the next one so we can talk about the gold. So the gold rum, which we'll pass out, by far to me, I'm more of your Scotch, more of your bourbon kind of drinker. If that's what you are, you'll love the gold, even though it's a rum. The gold is aged up to 7 years. Again, in American oak. So you're going to get that oakiness to it, some smoke flavor to it. People really compare it to like a bourbon. The body of it, again, it's going to be silky and smooth. And keep in mind, this is not a fine, super aged rum. It's only aged up to 7 years. So you got to compare it to the quality of runs for a 7-year rum. And you're not paying more in the store than $17, well, more than $20 a bottle for this style of rum. The taste on it, again, it's going to be different for everyone. Everybody's palate is different. You're going to definitely get some smoke and some oak into it. Some people have a spice flavor to it, but it's not a really spice, like a spice rum compared to like a Captain Morgan spiced rum. It's just a spice rum because of the formula they use. And then the finish to it, you know, you might get some nuts, a little bit of pepper to it, and then of course the smoke. Definitely going to get some smoke to it. Again, it was aged up to the 7 years, so it's a blend. One more time, so it's blended up to the 7 years, typically between 5 and 7 years. What do you guys think of the gold? Tell me what you think. It's pretty good. Surprisingly good for a gold rum. When you compare it to other lower quality gold rums that are not more than $20, between, you know, your $13 to $20 bottle, for the quality and the price, I personally have not found a rum of this caliber. If you guys know it, please let me know, because then I got to stop saying that. Next. So just to recap, what is Tanduay? Tanduay, it's from the Philippines. It's an Asian rum from the Philippines. It's been around 160 years. Second largest selling rum in the world. About to be #1 really soon. Most recently, we just won Best Silver and Best Gold Rum at Miami Rum Renaissance and San Francisco World Spirits Competition. It's intriguing. When somebody says Asian rum, you know, I've heard, what is it, made from rice? Yeah, it's made from rice. Donkey. It's different, and that's what gets people intrigued by it, because they've never had an Asian rum before, and that's what makes it stand out. So for the mixologists and bartenders, this is a way for you to actually grasp your guests when they come to the bar. Say, hey, I got this brand new Asian rum, just came into the US, but it's already second largest in the world. You know, you're at a good bar, people are going to ask the questions. And then when you do amazing things like these guys are doing with the infusions, you know, we're going to start coming out some barrel ages, cocktails hopefully real soon. You know, there's a lot of potential and opportunity to make a lot of different and unique cocktails, which will set you apart from a lot of other restaurants, just because everybody doesn't have Tanduay. It's authentic. It's not new. It's been around again. I highly, strictly enforce it's 160 years. So it's not like a rum company that just started up because he was a famous singer. and he wanted to start some rum. You know, they've been around for years and years and have the credential and awards to stand behind what they have to offer. And then what I like to say, you know, it's really 160 years revealed in a single sip. So please be intrigued by Tanduay Asian Rum. If you have any questions, I am here to definitely answer them. I'll give you my cards. I'll be love to chat with you some more and tell you a little bit more about Tanduay. Again, thank you. And like to say in the Philippines, mabuhay or taiga na. Thank you.
I'm just going to pretend like I'm DJing and just walking in.
Yeah, before I leave, I'll give you like a list of places to go down the line, and like if you need like names or this that, let me know. How much is that?
I'm like, I've got like 5-6 hours before I have to go to the studio.
Plenty of
So
time.
I'm like, I'm going to eat everywhere I can.
You should. Hi everybody, my name's Charles Stedman.
Charles.
Hi guys. I actually, thank you. I have a restaurant in Lantana, Florida called Jack's Grumpy Grouper and a consulting company called Lux Libations. I've been very lucky enough to work with everybody from Waldorf Astoria down to like a Buffalo Wild Wings, doing cocktail menus and food menus and staff trainings and bar buildings and all this stuff. But I'm really excited tonight because we are doing Infusing Fun into your cocktails. And working with Tanduay Rum. And thank you, Jerry, for a great presentation and tasting from this. And I'm really just going to take the building blocks that Jerry gave us and kind of like expand on what we can do and the versatility of Tanduay Rum. And with the infusions, you'll get to try some fun things here later on. You all have your cups in front of you, the 1, 2, and the 3. Hopefully no one's drunk it yet. If so, raise your hands. Okay, nobody needs to be put in the corner then, you're good. So we're gonna try 3 different types of infusions, like it's infusing fun into your cocktails. But with that, I really kind of just want to give you like a broad, kind of quick overview. I've been known to talk a lot, been known to meander on. So I'm going to work off the notes that Rob had mentioned before that are available on the USBG website with the tasting notes and the notes that Jerry had given us before, as well as what we're going to cover now. Infusing cocktails is one of those things that can be simple. It can be very complex as well. You can have something where you just throw it into a bottle and let the natural process of the sugar breakdown going into the alcohol. You can do it in a sous vide, which let me move this over here real quick. But and sous vide is just a classy French term for a jacuzzi. So a thermocirculating bath. Right now we have a fun little mixture of just some oranges and cloves in the Tanduay Silver. The other way to you can do something fun, which will be the third try for us, is using a whipped cream dispenser. So using nitrous, which it's funny because like the first time I ever got one of these things, I made the first actual charge I used to make whipped cream, and the other 9 I used to get high. But so it's a fun toy to use with that as well, but gives you something with the range of, it's not going to cost you anything to drop the fruit into the bottle, and you'll see what the result is. The sous vide, that right there is $750. Not for your average consumer. Great for someone doing bar programs and really wants to get involved in doing some fun infusions, because the versatility is amazing and the time saving that you get from it. $50. Boom Sonoma includes the nitrous charges for it. So something for the home consumer in a small enough package that you can kind of almost do custom things for people that come to your house party or people that come to your bar. But with that, basically the infusion process works with your base, and the base being your spirit. It's one of those things where if you use that rat gut, you're going to get that product. But using something midline, you don't have to go necessarily premium, because you are adding flavors to it. There's something that midline range really does kind of help step it up. Vodkas are great because it's a flavorless spirit. That's what it's known for. It's a great base to work with because you can add things to it. At the same time too, it's very forgiving. You can use whatever kind of flavors for it. And
like I said, for the notes, I'm kind of reading off these because I can be long-winded. But basically, it plays really well with all the infusions for it. And I've kind of made some notes with certain things where with vodka is the only one that said anything goes. You can use bacon. You can use dill, you can use ginger, you can use any type of citrus. This side, it'll play well, with others because you really have this neutral grain spirit, and the dilution of the water from it that gives you that base to play with. Gin's a little more difficult because obviously it's a botanical blend. It's kind of vodka with a point. But at the end of the day, it's just that botanical mix. The coriander, the orange peel, the juniper, which everybody knows with gin, basically blended into vodka. That neutral grain spirit. With those, playing around and whether you use, the 1, 2, or 3 process might be a little more difficult, but you usually have to go with that mentality that certain flavors play well with others. That juniper, that crispness in your mouth kind of mentality, the orange peel, the allspice and all that, you work with flavors that go well with it. And moving on to like bourbons, the sweet, whether it's a corn mash, for that, whether you're using the whiskeys, getting to scotches with the smoke and all that as well, provides some more complexity. Not going to use a nice 18-year-old Macallan or this and that, but to play off the fact with for me talking about scotches, there's really 2 types. Even though there's Islay and Campbelltown and this that, 2 types. Maritime, which means it's near the coast. You're getting that. If you've been to Scotland or if you've not been, it's not pretty water. If you've watched Braveheart, is his son ever out? No. But you get that kind of brackish, kelpy, kind of that water source that is part of making the spirit, making the booze, as opposed to the inland, where that water goes through the heather, which is a local flower. So you get this heather and kind of honey aspect to it. So you really have these 2 different types, and you can really do some fun infusions, but they're dynamically different depending what you're using. For the base, whether more of a maritime scotch or an inland. Same thing working with brandies. Cognacs. It's a great base spirit. What goes well with grape? Light citruses. You can really go into with the some of the spices and everything as well. And then working with byTanduay with rum, that's probably one of the most versatile. Besides it's like tequila. You mentioned before, where tequila has a very strong presence with the agave. With the sugar cane the same, but with rum and byTanduay, you get a way more versatile package. So today we're actually going to be doing some things with pineapple. And like I said, we're going to try it 3 different ways. So everybody has number 1?
Yes.
All right, so number 1 is basically the byTanduay. Just like at home, you just cut up that pineapple. And this is actually, this is a 750 milliliter. And for the displacement, it's basically using a third of a pineapple, slice, put in, sit it, let it run for a couple of days. So give it a little taste. Now, trust me, pineapple and talk about the burn. You're not drinking rum unless it's burning. Beg to differ, no offense. But like I said, for this, it's something easy, super simple. You can give it a shake. You want to get that agitation, that thing that's going on. Now, leading into that. Number 2, question.
How long does that last?
As long as the spirit covers the fruit, indefinitely. In the kind of the early 90s was like the Stoli Doli type of days, where any steakhouse you'd walk into was the vodka with the pineapple, and they'd have these big infusion jars, and that was like the thing to go to. But alcohol, at 80 proof, it's literally like an astringent. It'll kill everything off. And like I said, like with the drink that Rob made tonight, the Palm Basil Punch, which we actually had 3 different types of infusion. One having that kind of cold, just that natural infusion where you throw it in the bottle and you let time and the elements, whether it's a cupboard or a counter, take effect. Was one part of it, and that was in he did actually really great basil syrup with Finest Calm. 2, which we're about to try right now, uses the sous vide. And the sous vide, it's a thermal circulating bath, that jacuzzi. So as opposed to letting it sit in a bottle, you're introducing a heat factor, which helps to break down the glucose and sugar. That also, there's an agitation where you see it kind of churning around, so it's like that constant, like if you were to go like this all the time. I mean, you can plug your bass speakers up to it and do the same thing, you know, for whatnot. And then the third was some of the garnishes, which you saw, where it's using a vacuum infusion, which I'll talk a little bit more later. Yeah, I think it was a great cocktail. I mean, you know, for yes, no, maybe, you know, palm basil punch. So it really kind of showcased a lot of the infusions we talked about. So for number 2, take a sip real quick and kind of compare that to number 1. You know, in terms of, now this is a base spirit, no sugar is being added, which means application sense, you can add the sugar. You can add the agave, you can add the honey, you can add stevia if you want to do a diet, you know, kind of version, you know, for the rum. And I think the misconception a lot of people have, as talked with Jerry before, was at 80 proof, the rum is the same amount of calories as vodka, as tequila, as whiskey, as scotch, and whatnot. And because what happens is the sugar breaks down to make the alcohol. So when it hits up at that 80 proof, you're literally at an ounce and a half pour, kind of like standard for most bars now for a mixer, like a, you know, you did like a vodka soda, a gin and tonic, rum and coke, you're getting an ounce and a half. Now obviously you had the soda, you know, the Coca-Cola or whatnot, it doubles the calories. You have the cranberry to the vodka, it doubles the calories and such. But I think the misconception a lot of people have is that rum is sugar, rum is more calories, and that's not the case at 80 proof. Same with vodka. Oh, we have a flavored something, and it's 70 proof, and it's still vodka. So what's filling from 70 proof to that 80 proof spirit that most vodkas are at? Sugar, water, flavors, and whatnot. So I mean, like I said, it's one of those where you can actually enjoy some great rum, get more flavor from it. It's still the same calories if you're calorie conscious, which God knows that Florida and swimsuit season 365, 24/7. Yeah, that's kind of where it's at. So tasting the second one, well, I mean, what were your thoughts in terms of like the flavor coming from it?
It's tasted a
A
little smoother.
little smoother, and like I said, what's that?
The first one I think is whiter.
Well, and that's the thing, is like you get more of like a subdued kind of flavor. Not saying it's aged, but you're getting more of the actual flavor from the fruit, from the spices, from whatnot, and that's just using a sous vide, adding that kind of heat factor to it, adding that agitation factor or constant agitation factor, as opposed to letting it sit there in room temperature or shaking it every once in a while. Now, like I said, the benefit with that too is you can actually add your sweetening agent, so you're getting this natural kind of flavor to it, but you're still allowed to build your cocktail with your strong and sour and sweet and weak, the components that make up a cocktail, maybe a touch of bitters for complexity, and that's where it's at. Now
I was going to say, it doesn't make heat for the immersion circulator, help extract more oils out of the fruit, whatever you're trying to do also?
Well, I'd say, like, if you can see, it's at 140 degrees. Now, with 80 proof spirit at about 187 degrees, you start burning it off. We've had, like a Grand Marnier reduction, or a rum, cream for dessert, and like, why are they letting the kids have that? Because at that point, it's cooked to a high enough point where the booze actually cooks out. You still get the flavor profile from it. But at 140, you get the agitation and you get the heat and that cellular, kind of like glucose breakdown. So you really get the flavor out of it. Thank you for asking that question, because with Rob's cocktail, he did a peach infused byTanduay. So I'm going to put a couple of these out here. Now, these are the peaches that were actually used for making this rum. Now, with a good infusion, these peaches should just be boozy and fumey, and I'll be honest with you, I mean, don't expect it to have the greatest thing next to, we're not just trying these. But do you mind passing a couple of these out here? But the thing is, when you have a good infusion using like a sous vide, it actually takes all the flavor out of it. So where does the flavor go? Actually, into the spirit, into the byTanduay. You get the color, you get this, and the thing is the actual displacement when you're looking at it, where you take, this is a 750 milliliter, and you put the spirit and the booze and the fruit into it, and you throw it into the bag and you have it cook. I know, it's like those faces, like, there's that. Smells great, but the thing is, all the flavors now in the bottle. and which is great because, like I said, you can put it all in there. The displacement is nil. You put a liter of spirit in there, you pour it back out into the bottle, and you get a liter of the spirit back. So it's not adding sugar, or alternative sugar, just the natural sugar breakdown from the glucose. I mean, if you actually look at the fruit and you taste it, it's not like it's mushy and this out. I mean, obviously it's kind of sucked out. It's like a vampire, but you do get that great kind of transference, into the actual spirit itself. Now, number 3 is using a nitrous or, kind of infusion or using a whipped cream dispenser. So this is your quick go-to. What's that? Yeah, it's almost like Phoebe, like it really kind of hits you up, and then you get that little heat. Now you're drinking rum again. But not actually, but you're eating fruit. So with number 3, so go ahead and give it a taste. Number 3, and this is using your quick fix. This is something where for $50, and we're talking about costing nothing. For just throwing it into the bottle. The investment for actually developing a program, whether for a restaurant, bar, or if you are a foodie and you're a culinary person and you want to do some fun things, and that's just one aspect of using a sous vide. But for number 3, something simple as this that you can get, where you literally, and I'm going to ask Carlos to come up and help me in a second. Thank you for volunteering. But this is where literally you can pick and choose. Something dried, something fresh, some mints, a little ginger, maybe throw a simple syrup if you want some of the sweet side. Yeah, like I said, with the hibiscus flowers, walnuts, the whole nut. He's going to pick a few things, kind of put it all together, and this uses nitrous charges to actually kind of create the same, kind of vacuum that we were talking about before with the garnishes, where it kind of forces it in. Boom. At a bar, if somebody walks in, you can create a signature cocktail just for them based on their likes with what you have at the bar with that.
What would like a resale mark on how much is that mark?
Oh, so great question. I mean, at the end of the day, this is like a half liter. Something simple and easy. I actually prefer using these for that individual experience as opposed to like the full liters that they do for volumes and for events. At the same time too, you're not just doing infusions. We were talking before about the science and aquarium event that we did at the Molecular Bar, and Josh did this great presentation with sparkling garnishes. We're using the same thing. You had grapes that literally popped in your mouth. And infuse it with that soda, that CO2, and what? So beyond doing the flash infusions, doing some fun things, fruit, you can do foams, you can do alcohol whipped creams for dessert, and all that. But each charge, I actually usually buy a brand called Leland. It's 120 charges for $35. Now, usually I double charge them. So when Carlos comes up, come on up, Carlos, let's do this. There you go. So he does is like we're gonna actually do a double charge to it. So even break down to it. I mean, it's not only 20 for the expense for what it is. It's worth the upcharge for that experience for it. Now, I'm not recommending this like, hey, Jack Strumpy Grouper, you can get a $5 shot of Jaeger. God bless it. I mean, this will cost a little more, but it really does give you that opportunity to do some fun and unique, different things, and actually cater to your audience. Because at the end of the day, we are in the service industry. We're here to provide drinks, provide an experience, provide a safe area for people to enjoy and meet, mingle, relax, feel comfortable and whatnot. And to offer an experience where you can have something unique like that really kind of separates you from everybody else. I mean, everybody can make a great drink. People, can find a recipe and sell it, which is great. And, the knowledge base is out there. You're seeing on the bar rescue shows, you're seeing in this ad. But if you can make a personalized, infused spirit cocktail for them right there. I mean, is anybody else doing this right here? Right now? I am. But I mean, it's something that really adds a tool and adds a facet to the programs that you may have in place, the place you're working at, house parties, home parties, whatever it may be. So I'm going to have Carlos come up and thank you very much for volunteering. Put you on the spot.
Anytime.
And I'm going to show you just how easy it really is to do something for number 3. We all tried number 3, right? All right. So just real quick, between 1, 2, and 3, could you really kind of tell that little bit of a difference? You know, number one, you said it's kind of bright. You're getting the notes kind of front. Number two might be a little more boozy, but you're getting more of like a matured, almost like not a Scotch, but that matured kind of flavor to it. You're getting more of the actual essence of the fruit kind of going in. Number three, it's no offense, like the wham bam, thank you ma'am, but you really can get that quick little boom bang and whatnot. So with Carlos, like basically it's like let's play around a little bit. I mean, it's some fresh fruit here with some lemons and limes and oranges and I mean, bacons and mints and this that.
So I'm just cutting it up, pretty much putting it in.
Cut it,
right?
just dump it. It's simple. Yeah, whatever you want to do.
What kind of rum do you feel like making today?
Thinking about it. Let's see.
So simple syrup for lighten up, but I mean it's all simple the same.
Bacon. No bacon.
No bacon, why not?
I was digging the bacon.
And while this entire presentation,
About it too.
so while the presentation's going on, I've had actually
I think I'm
an orange and clove rum with Tanduay going right now, and literally like the sous vide we're talking about, like if you leave it in the bottle a few days, kind of more is better. With the sous vide, 2 hours tops, because you're getting that agitation we were talking about before, like what's your actual breakdown for? You're getting that agitation, that thermal, that heat that helps to break it down. And then with this is
am I supposed to put in there, or
yeah, I mean you can
just fill it up to right there?
done. And with the nitrous kind of like kind of infusion, it's something quick and easy. Yeah. So while he's doing that, I've done some fun things. We're talking about the different types of infusions. So not only can you add value by infusing Tanduay and using that to build a great rum cocktail in an actual glass, the garnish is a big thing. I was talking to Jeff before, tiki, like that's like the most lavish, over the top, like in these tiki cocktails, it's ridiculous. But for something kind of simple and easy, where you can add value to the drinks that you make, whether at home or at your bar, doing something vacuum sealed. Now, they range from $2,000 to $70. It's what you use to seal fresh fish that you catch out on the boat. Good. To whatnot. Now, the two garnishes that were in Rob's drink today, in terms of adding value, it was a sweeter type of cocktail. Yeah. Yeah. So we had two. We had the first one being the lemon. And the lemon was actually infused with the Tanduay silver rum, a little velvet florinum, which is, Rob's drink was kind of that tiki style, Mai Tai-esque rum punch type of thing, and velvet florinum from the Barbados is kind of that known that you kind of throw in that punch, Creme de violette, flowery essence, and then cracked pepper. So like if you haven't tried it by itself or tried the drink, definitely try it now. We'll crack these open in a second. And like I said, for me, when building cocktails and making great drinks, it's not just what you serve in a glass. It's what you serve on top of it. Making sure it's fresh, making sure it's unique. I always kind of coin the phrase of a garnish is like the hostess of a restaurant. If you have that nasty brown kind of lime on top, and people walk in, that's their first impression of a drink. How many people you see like pick it up, throw it to the side, and immediately their conception of the drink changes. Now, adding some value, and this is the orange, which we actually do the Tanduay silver and a walnut liqueur, to add a little bit of nuttiness to it, and doing the vacuum infusing is great because if you really want to get bar nerdy, water weighs a certain amount. The density is where it's at. 80 proof liquor is below that. So it weighs less. So when you actually create this vacuum, whether you're using a Vac Master, whether you're using a little handheld one which you can get at home for $80, when that vacuum is created and everything gets pulled out and then repressurized, they're actually literally pulling out the water aspect of it, and the lighter density fluid, which is the booze, is going to go right into it. So if you haven't tried before, I'll cut these up in a little bit. They look that crazy color, they're super saturated and soaked. Yeah, because it's boozy. I did the math for what it was for dilution and whatnot, and the breakdown. If you had the equivalent about an orange and a quarter of these, it was like having almost 2 shots. So that can add value. That can also be responsible alcohol awareness we talked before. What is, but for events, for impact things, and you're almost kind of doing things that kind of work with the drink. It's already in place. I mean, come on. I mean, that's really adding that kind of stellar kind of like extra avenue to go with it. So Carlos, what we got going on here, man?
Actually, I mixed a little bit of citrus with the orange, threw some bacon and some nuts in there.
Oh, he went bacon. He went nuts and bacon.
Nuts and bacon.
Nuts and bacon. Yeah, okay. I mean, do you want to do with the gold, or want to do with the silver, or
Gold.
gold?
Gold. Sure.
Yeah. There you go.
Right,
So just
so
go ahead
open that baby up.
and yep, just fill it up just above the line.
Not past the fill line. Make those for reasons.
I was about to get down. Right there, right?
Yeah, beautiful. All right. Actually, so that's just to strengthen me up. That's good. All right. So with using these whipped cream dispensers, I said you can use it for a lot of different things. This is kind of like I said, that bar nerd one. So you're going to fill up to a line about yay, so you need to leave a little space for like the actual gas when you shoot the nitrous into it to be able to interact and move around. Nitrous bubbles tend to be really kind of tight and clean, gas, as opposed to like if you make soda water at home, the CO2 tends to be like that lazy bubble, so it's a little bit bigger, a little, kind of the gross movement. So we're going to go ahead and seal this up.
Leave this part open, right?
And then, so we have our nitrous charges.
All right.
See in there? Go ahead and screw right on top there. And when it starts getting tight, you can hear a little shh.
Yeah.
Yep, so you hear it?
Yep.
All right, so basically the first charge, you're just going to kind of agitate it a little bit. Give it a little shake for about 5 seconds. Beautiful. And then unscrew it. You're getting a little bit of the gas come out, but beautiful. And then we're going to do a double charge. So basically that's really kind of adding that pressure. It's going to force all those flavors. It's cold, huh?
Yeah, it is.
So it's going to really kind of push and force those flavors to come out. I mean, bacon, walnuts, orange, we'll see how it goes. But
Shake it again?
yeah, they're one shot, stop. So yep, give it a shake in probably 30 seconds. I mean, every bartender has to have a good shake. Come on, man. There we go. That's like. Can we get some help from the audience? Come on, there we go. All right, so now we're gonna let it sit for about a minute, and then with the actual with that, it's agitated. It's working what it is. You have to give it a second in this controlled environment, where all the flavors are being pushed out. Robert and I was putting out some of the garnishes we talked about before with the vacuum infusion. Now, the cool thing about that is, and like I said, whether you do the big vac mass or you get some for home, you can really kind of tailor these to whether it's your drink menu, to your party, to your event. You can add the colors you want, you can add the flavors you want, and and like I said, it's something kind of unique and different for what it is. Working with flavor profiles in the existing cocktail is kind of key, I think. You really don't want to challenge anybody too much. But at the same time, you really do get that kind of boozy kind of experience and adding value to a drink that you normally would serve. All right, so let me just grab a cup real quick. Yeah. All right, so when you're doing these nitrous infusions, so you have 2 charges in this thing, which is usually meant to hold 1, which it's fine, it's stable, and all that. Now, when you actually release the charge, I mean, you're going to obviously the gas is going to come out like any old man, but you want to kind of save the spirit that comes out with it. And what I usually do is like you kind of face it up, you have a glass to kind of shoot it into. And kind of like the quicker the better. And this is fully usable. Good. I mean, that's the bacon in there, man. That's definitely the bacon.
Smells bacon in there.
That's some bacon, man. And then we can go ahead and open this up. All the chargers are spent and used. This, that. And then what I'm actually going to do is we're going to kind of strain the rest. That's the cup you're tasting it in. Say it. There you go. Thank you, Maria.
Started hearing bacon around. I was like, let's do it.
But saying with Tanduay, maybe this is the next, like, you know, Bloody Maestro. You know? And so going with this, like, you know, and with any type of infusion that you do, and like I said, again, if you go to the website, I really have about 5 pages of full notes, different flavor profiles that work with each other, you know, breaking down from spirit categories and also breaking down into, you know, dried and herbs and you know, fresh fruits and whatnot, and literally the world is your oyster when it comes down to it. Like I said, you know, working with the different profiles of the spirit categories they're working with, like Tanduay is great. Rum's a very forgiving spirit. You can do a lot with it. You know, with Tanduay, you know, up to 5 years age, and then the 7 to 9, this you can really use some things that pull out the vanilla, yeah, the nuts like the nutmeg. You know, the natural kind of flavors with it. Orange. The pineapple like we tried before. And like I'm about to cut this open, so and as we finish up here, you guys can come up and try a little bit of this. It might be a little fumy, it's warm, it's been cooking. But this is orange and clove. And don't tell me that's not a cool variation to do for a fall Manhattan, now that we are in fall already. Goodness gracious. But thank you so much for paying attention and trying and listening and learning. And I hope you enjoy the bacon and nuts. And thank you, Carlos, for coming up. And like I said, if you guys want to come up and kind of play into your own little infusions, we have some charges up here to enjoy. And like I said, I'll open this up in a second and give everybody a shot.
Cool, everybody. Charles Stedman. Yeah. Awesome presentation. Like I said, went to his place last night at Jack's Grumpy Grouper, and we did the cocktail, and I'm like, all right. Then he started talking about infusing garnishes. Like, get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about infusing garnishes? Blown away, really impressive. So thank you for that. Hopefully you guys learned something. Again, the video and the notes are all on our website, USBGPalmBeach.org. A couple of fun upcoming events we have. One that I'm really looking forward to is October 1st. I believe it's at noon or 1 p.m. I gotta look at my notes. 1 p.m. at Sweetwater. Limited to 12. The first 12 that sign up, I'm gonna put the event up tomorrow. And as a group, we kind of decided to limit it to just USBG members first. I know Jeff, you and I talked, so we'll continue that talk. But first 12 USBG members, we'll get you that because it's real small there, real intimate. We want to make sure you guys really get the most out of these master classes that we're doing. We're doing once a month at Sweetwater. The first one is going to be the science behind putting together a cocktail menu. I don't know if you guys know what Sean's done. He's done some amazing stuff. You're actually going to learn the science of where you actually place cocktails, pricing, and how you word them, and then like you balance a cocktail, you kind of balance your menu. It's going to be an amazing seminar. I'm really looking forward to that one. Again, USBG members only. If you're not a member, sign up. It's well worth it. The next seminar we have in the books is going to be Wednesday, October 15th, and it's going to be with Kappa Pisco. And hopefully we get some Grand Marnier there as well. I love Grand Marnier. And then I'm sure Josh has set up some happy hours. But yeah, don't forget to keep checking out the website on our Facebook page, facebook.com/USBG Palm Beach. We post a lot of our events there and a lot of stuff that we don't really advertise, like some flash competitions, other stuff. All the information's on there. So again, thank you guys for coming out. When you're ready, come on up and have some fun with all the stuff Charles put together. Thank you, Jerry. Tanduay Rum, and thank you, Infusing Fun.
Thank you, Jared. How was the bacon and nuts?